What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to talk about a notoriously divisive watch. You either love it or you hate it. Most people hate it. For some reason, I gave it a chance. It is the Rado original Diastar. So let's go ahead and unbox it and take a look at this ugly duckling. Oh, there it is. Very unique design, and I don't know, I just gave it a chance. Thought it'd be a cool watch to check out. First, let's take a look at this box. It's kind of interesting. So they give you this really cool case. It's kind of a travel case. Got the Rado branding on there. Very cool. I don't have any other watches that came with anything like this. Oh, sorry. You're going to have to excuse the gloves, but it's a lot better than looking at my gnarly hands. So also in the box, you get your little package of warranty information, and there's a little lint-free cloth. Set that aside. Most of the time, well, a lot of times when you get things on Amazon, which is where I got this, you don't get a warranty card because a lot of those dealers aren't authorized. So this one is kind of cool. It's an authorized dealer, so if you have any problems, you can go ahead and get it repaired by Rado under warranty. So there's that. This is kind of funny. It's the quick start guide. But when you open it up and read it, it just tells you to go to their website for information. So that's kind of funny. Anyways, back to the watch. So what makes this watch kind of unique is that it's a reissue from, I believe, 1968. Back when they were doing some really funky things with watches. Let's see if I can get this off without too much drama. Alright. And what its claim to fame is this what they call a hard metal bezel. It's actually tungsten, and it's not the case, it's just the bezel. So you can see right there, there's a seam. So that's just a bezel sticking on there. And if you don't know already, tungsten carbide is a very hard material. They use it for machining bits and drill bits, anything that may need to stand up to a lot of pressure, abrasion, heat, and so they put that on the watch, and it takes something pretty hard to put a scratch in that. So it should look just like this for years to come. Where's that? Another scratch resistant feature on it is the sapphire crystal, which is kind of unique on this watch because it's faceted. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's got flats on it. So it's a faceted crystal. It's pretty unique nowadays, but back in the 60s and 70s they were doing some pretty wild stuff. And this is kind of a relic of that. So if you take a look at the dial, it's just a matte black dial. I think if it was shiny, that might be a little much for this design. The indices are applied. They're rhinestone, not diamond. Right outside of the indices, there's little dots of Swiss lume. The hands, the hour and minute hands are lumed. The second hand is not. You can see it's a day date. Interesting to this movement is the day date switches really fast. It both day and date switch really fast. Unlike, like, say, a Seiko, where the day starts to switch over around 11:30, and then the day takes until like 3 o'clock to completely switch. But these just switch immediately. It's kind of cool. And speaking of the movement, I couldn't find anything, any information about it. I assume it's ETA or ETA. But yeah, I couldn't find anything about it. I looked at ETA movements that have a day-date complication, and the ones that I could find were 28.8 frequency. But I put this one on the time grapher and it shows 21.600. So it's kind of mysterious. I do assume that it's so small. I assume that it's usually used in women's watches. The water resistance on this thing is actually pretty bad. It's 30 meters. Probably a consequence of this pressed on case back. Something you don't see a lot nowadays. So yeah, I wouldn't do anything more than wash your hands with this watch. This is not a watch to go swimming with. The bracelet's kind of interesting. It's actually rolled steel around these big old pins, and also unique is that it doesn't have specific links to remove to size it. You can actually remove any of these links. It's not tapered, so they're all exactly the same. And it kind of makes it's kind of handy to size. The only thing is, these pins are in there really good. It takes a hammer and a good punch to knock those through, and you got to knock them almost all the way through before they're free. But that's a good thing once you're done sizing it, because they are not going to fall out on their own. So as you can see, the clasp is your stamped sheet metal, so pretty faithful to the original. Back when this watch originally came out, even Rolex was using those. So it's got a double pusher and these nice fine lines, and see the Rado logo on there. It's pretty nice. Also a nice feature is this spring-loaded extension. I wish more watch bracelets had that. So all you gotta do is size it up to whatever your wrist size is, and if your wrist expands throughout the day, this kind of takes it up. It's actually a really light spring action, so even if it is gonna extend on you, it's not gonna cut off any circulation. So I dig that. So not much more to say about it. I mean, this bracelet's really nice. You can see it folds up. It's very supple. So let's go ahead and get a wrist shot. There you go. I think it fits pretty nice. It's actually a very small watch by the sizing, 35 millimeters from here to here. So it's very, very small for a modern watch. But it seems to fit larger than you would think. I think it's pretty good looking. I'm glad I gave it a chance. So there's the Rado's Ugly Duckling. Throw it on the time grapher and you can see how it runs, and then wrap it up. So here's the notoriously hideous Rado on the time grapher, +4 with a 0.3 millisecond beat error. Not too bad. Keep in mind it's a new watch, so it may get worse or better. Most of the time I've seen them get better over time. But yeah, it's not bad. Hard to say whether the amplitude is correct, because I have no idea what the lift angle is. So I think this is just default at 52. But if anybody has any information on what kind of movement they're using in this, I'd like to see that. Go ahead and make a comment. But yeah, here's the Ugly Duckling Rado. I actually dig it. I'm glad I got it. So thanks for watching. Give me a like if you liked the video, and have a good one.